Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your end of October general reading. I'm Princess India. Pleasure to meet you, if we haven't met already. If we know each other, what's up? It's popping, it's crack-a-legging. So, anywho, I think this is like the last day that the Taurus full moon energy will, be in full effect and whatnot. But this is your end of October going into November general reading. So when I do generals, I always want whatever is most important that will be most of service to you to come through. So I have no intentions of what comes forward. It could be love, it could be career, it could be life, spirituality, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But like backtracking a little bit, for the new moon, I wanted to do a reading for you guys, and I wasn't able to because I got super busy, but I have special messages for each sign that I was going to do with each reading, so I'm going to read that to you at the end, and then I'm also going to pick 2 oracle cards as well. But this will count for the end of October and going into November, because the first readings for November are going to be love readings, so this will carry you over until I put out the generals for November. You know what I'm saying, and what's not all whatever. Hope you're doing great, Capricorn, fellow earth sign. So we're going to go ahead and ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for Capricorn, please, Spirit. Clear and direct guidance for Capricorns for the end of October going into November, please, Spirit. Anything that Capricorn needs to know, anything that we can assist Capricorn with, give them clarity on, anything that is pressing matters of anyone who desperately needs a reading. Anything we can do to help. Clear and direct guidance, please, Spirit. I thank you in advance, because I know you're good for it. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot, or whatever. All right. Okay, so we got a central energy. Your challenge, if my cards will stay still. Okay, thank you. Past influence, what's before you, what is above you, and what is below you. You know what I'm saying? So, for my Capricorns, the central energy that we have is the Page of Swords, or as in this deck, it's called the Knave of Swords. So, this is pretty much, it could be a kid, you know what I'm saying? Or it could just be that right now, kind of like a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kind of kid. But in essence, it's a person who is idea-driven. So it's something that you guys have been inspired about, or something you've been thinking about, or something you're considering manifesting or starting to make plans to go in the direction of. And you're in a very, optimistic, believing the best that this is going to pan out type of thing, right? This is challenged by the Lovers. Oh, my goodness. So it's like a new chapter. So okay. I heard that. Okay. So the issue is here, it's a moral dilemma. So like your hit or heart decision. So you guys have this inspired idea of big picture. Where do I want to go? Well, not where, but it's like, where it is that you want to go. Or you see that this life that you want, or the vision for your new chapter, so to speak. But the challenge that, oh my gosh, it's my dad. Sorry. Hey, Dad. Okay, you too. Bye. Sorry. Capricorn. My bad. Yeah. Trying to get things together for soccer practice there. Sorry about that. This is real life right now. So anyway, like I was saying. So it's a moral dilemma where you're trying to choose between head or heart type of thing. So the challenge is more or less, and I'm feeling this okay. So kind of I don't know, you guys kind of put your feet down, set roots with something, and now I kind of feel like this vision you guys are getting for your future isn't really so much in alignment per se with what it is that you have been building. So I feel like the decision that you made to get into where you are now was a head decision, but now the challenge is actually following your heart. So an example of this would be, say if a head decision was, I really should get married. That's a practical decision. You know what I'm saying? And you get married, and you know, it's monotony in life and whatever. Not saying that marriage is monotonous, but I'm saying for the, you know, illustration that I'm trying to give. So it wasn't really like, oh my gosh, I love this person so much I want to spend the rest of my life with them. It was kind of one of those business kind of decisions, right? So you did that because you weren't really, you know, you were just thinking practically. So now you've gotten this inspiration, and now you see yourself in another light, and you see what's possible for you in a way that you never did before. And now when you kind of look back at the circumstance that you're in, it no longer fits. So I feel like the challenge for you guys is going to be the decision of, what the heck do I do? Do I follow my heart, or do I do what's right? You know what I mean? The past influence that you guys have is the Two of Wands. So that's making plans. I kind of feel in the sense that you guys were kind of trying to go in a new direction. You know what I mean? Like you were trying to go in another direction, or you like, it's almost like it started as an unction, and you were like, something has to change in my life. So you started kind of making plans to do something. But I'm seeing this in the sense of like, whether it was like going to the gym, or, you know, going to church, or, you know, like something where it's like, I need to do something more structured and regimented type of deal, because you were kind of feeling like you needed to turn the page in your life. Pun intended, you know, Page of Swords. Anyway, so it's like you started planning to go in this direction, but it's almost like spirit like kind of sweeped in, and I felt this for Taurus and for who was that? Taurus and somebody else. Gemini, I think. So it's like you had this ideal, but it's like what spirit had in mind was a lot greater than what you thought, in a sense. And there's a theme of a lot of that going on. So it's like you made that step, and spirit opened it up to bigger. So now you're seeing the potential is so much greater than you thought, and you were excited about it. But now it's like, holy crap. It's like, what am I going to do about this? Right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a relationship, so to speak. But I mean, it could be anything. It could be, you know, you trying to be practical, you know, an adult, you know, and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go back to school to do X, Y, Z. And then while you're in school doing that, you end up having this inspiration and realizing you want to do something else. So an example of that for me was like, when I was an undergrad, when I initially went to school, I wanted to be a teacher, right? Like a middle school teacher, seriously. But, so, you know, I went through a lot of my classes, and I got to the point to where I was doing like my shadow stuff with like where I went into the school system, and they assigned me to a teacher and stuff like that. And it was a lot of things in the school system that I saw that were like literally breaking my heart, like seeing kids who were raising brothers and sisters, or, you know, like didn't have parents at home, or parents that were on drugs. And I was so fixated on that, because I was like, how are we expecting children to achieve academically when they're dealing with things like this at home? Like, what kid can come to school and focus when, you know, you had to cook dinner for your brothers and sisters because your parent is strung out on drugs, and then you had to get up in the morning and get like 4 other siblings dressed and walk them to the bus stop before you went to your bus stop to come to school, and we're wondering why the kid is sleepy in class or why they're not excelling academically? Are we serious right now? And I was literally told, if you care that much about all of that, you need to go be a therapist or something. And I was like, touche, madam, touche. That's what it did. You know what I'm saying? So it may be something like that, where you started on one path and now you're seeing a whole nother way that you can go. I hear little feet, and that is my son, I'm sure. Yes, Dill. I'm recording a video, babe. Okay. No, you don't. All right. This is my life right now. Got him interrupted by my daddy Aries, and now the son Aries. You know, he just got off the bus. But anyway, so it can be something like that. But the key is here, which is funny how life works, is the fact that it's you just taking action, which opens up, like, you know, opportunity or spirit, or however you want to look at it, to unfold to you, because it's in the motion that opportunities are revealed to you. It's not in the stagnation. So let that be a lesson to you. So if ever you know, sometimes like when we want to do something, we're afraid of making mistakes like this. I'm not saying it's a mistake, but I'm just saying it's perceived as a mistake. So the thought is like, I really don't know what I want to do with my life, but it's like, oh, I don't want to, you know, go to school for this and end up finding out it's something else. So you end up staying stuck because you're not making a movement, right? So the thing that ends up happening is you never end up going anywhere. But see, in my case, and even in this case, like this being your situation, it was that action that was taken that unfolded other options. If I had never initially gone into teaching, I may not have ever like had that, you know, that conflict, proverbially speaking, that I ran into that made me realize like, wow, maybe I should go into this. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's like, I'm aiming here, and I was opened up to an option that I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like, I literally never even considered like therapy as a career path. Like that wasn't like since I was a little kid. I was like, when I grow up, I want to be a therapist. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of something like in that situation. But the thing I can tell you, if it helps at all, is always follow your heart. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think just the different requirements we have to live up to and responsibilities we have living in this world. A lot of times we want to do the practical thing and we're thinking like, oh, well, you make more money doing this. But the truth is, it's like you can make a lot of money doing certain stuff, but if it's not where your heart is at, then you're going to be freaking miserable. So why bother? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you're below energy. What is this? The 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, boo. Let me tell you something about this situation that you're in. You're not happy. Didn't I just say that? You making this practical, like why this is a moral dilemma, is because you took this path and your intentions were good. It's like, you know, this is what I should be doing. But it's like you just at the time weren't aware that there was something deeper available for you. So it's like sticking with this path right now, you're unfulfilled. And I think it's a challenge of you like not wanting to admit it to yourself in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, like, okay, I guess that's a good illustration. Like with me with the whole teaching thing, like my family is full of teachers. But I mean, I don't really think anyone cared one way or the other. Like, how dare you not be a teacher? But let's say that they did. So it's like I come from a long lineage of teachers, and me deciding to deviate from that path because it's completely unfulfilling to me and to go into counseling, it's like, you know, me kind of being reluctant to follow my heart because I'm thinking about what other people are going to think. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of times, and that's where I say, like, for parents, if you have, you know, kids that are closer to finishing high school, and I can even think if we look at ourselves when we first finished high school, it's like, if it's funny. If I think about 18-year-old princess, 18-year-old me, with pink and Hello Kitty everything. I don't think much of that has changed. But anyway, but if I look back at her, and I think if I presented myself to her back then, she would laugh. Like, there's no way in hell that I turned out to be that. Like, are you, like, how did this happen? Right? Because I have like the polar opposite for myself back then, right? So it's almost like seeing it in the sense of stepping out of, how can I say it? It's stepping out of the fold, but into your fold, if that kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like needing, how am I trying to say this? Because I have like two different things that are streaming through my head and it's confusing me. Come on, Spirit. Just give me the words and I'm there. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole, you know, okay. Right? Okay. So it's the whole, I still can't get it out. Why can't I get it out? This is making me mad. Okay. Stepping out of the fold of expectations and requirements and into your own. Okay? Because being in the fold, like, okay, let's go back to my illustration. If we look at 18-year-old me, her expectations of what it is that she could be when she grew up was nowhere near in the ballpark of where it is that I am. And I'm the same person, okay? Like the same body stuff, you know, got some regenerated cells and things, but in essence, the same person. But the reason why she could not perceive me is because her range of vision was limited, right, by her circumstance. But as she grew, her awareness grew, and things that were once impossible now became possible to her, right? Now, if we go back to the whole thing of like these expectations of like family, it's like staying within the fold in fear of disappointing people outside of yourself. You can do that and you'll have their approval, but underneath it all, you're going to be unhappy. So you can have this illusion of grandeur. You know what I'm saying? Like the happy marriage and the house and all that good stuff. You can have the illusion of grandeur. And this has reminded me of Virgo's reading. You can have this illusion of grandeur, but at the heart of it, you're unfulfilled. And then what's really the point? Like, what is the point of living your life and other people being happy about, like, oh yeah, you know, they stuck to, you know, the generational career. And it's like, yeah, you did. But it's like, you're not happy about it. So the key is with going back to this moral dilemma, it's the fact of choosing your heart over your head, because your head is thinking in the realm of practicality, in the realm of when you made this decision, like me at 18, that limited perception is when you made this choice, right? Or being within the boundaries of, being within those boundaries of like expectations from others is another reason why you ended up making this choice. And this is really making me think about Virgo, because it's all about this. It's like micro level and macro level expectations that are being were impressed upon you, but it's like you are ascending out of that. But, and I had a little bit of this with Cancer too in their, you know, October reading. I don't know why y'all all interconnected, but anyway. So the whole thing is, Capricorn, is you want to be in alignment with your heart. Choose your heart. Because right now you're trying to make a choice. Choose your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what is going to carry you the long haul. You know what I'm saying? You can keep up appearances. You can keep up the illusion. But underneath it all, you'd be dead inside. And that ultimately isn't worth it. Okay? If that makes sense. Took me a lot to get up in there. Scatterbrain. Leave me alone. Don't talk about me. Anyway. Interesting. Your above energy is the Six of Wands in reverse. So you're discounting yourself already. What's going on, Capricorn? It's like, okay, you feel, oh, dude, this is like that. Okay, you feel like a failure. It's like you're thinking of yourself as a failure. If you choose your heart, it's almost like, because I really feel like this is somebody, either it's one of those two scenarios. Is either you're in a marriage or a relationship and you feel like SHIT for even considering leaving this person behind. And then there's like another group of you where it's like an expectation thing, whether it's like a family thing or a role that you play, and you know that you following, you know, this little whimsy that you have is going to disappoint people. And it's like you're discounting yourself before you even go in that direction. But the thing that I'm trying to get you to understand is here, emotionally, you're unfulfilled. You're not passionate about what you're doing or where you're at presently. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you moving forward, it's like you feel like you failed if you choose your heart. And I'm telling you that's not true. You know what I'm saying? You choosing what is right for you, like you have to give yourself the permission to do that, because your job being alive is not for you to live your life for the sake of other people, or for the, not saying like not for the benefit of other people, but I mean sacrificing yourself. Like that's the definition of selling your soul, right? You know how people say like, oh, you know, they sold their soul. It's not like you know, Satan popped up in your room and you were all like, okay, so here's the terms, we're signing this over. No, it's not that. Selling your soul is being inauthentic. It's living a life or condemning yourself to living a life that was never intended to belong to you, that's emotionally unfulfilling, that's lacking of passion, and all you're doing is going through the motions. That's what it in essence means to sell your soul. And this is the position you guys are in, because you know you don't want this. But the question now becomes, why am I so afraid to choose my heart? Why is it that what's important to me, like I'd be willing to sacrifice myself for the benefit of others, in so many words? At least that was clear. Your outcome energy, oh, come on, is the 3 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not mad at y'all or nothing. You're moving forward, nonetheless. But I'm seeing this 3 of Wands reverse, and it's almost like you're having to, because you know, I can read this deck in reverse. But whenever I see reversals, I see them as like blocks, or like the energy slowed down, and it's almost going back to the 2. So I look at the reverse like 3 of Wands reverse. Now I'm going back to the 2 of Wands that you just so happen to have here in your past energy. So I'm looking at this as like a reevaluation. So I feel like you guys are going into a time where this dilemma has you guys in this sense of dissension. So you're kind of, you know, wobbling back and forth. At the heart of it is this vision of what you know you want to achieve, right? But it's like, it's almost like you're still waiting on a sign. You know what I'm saying? Like to know if whether or not you should move forward, you're waiting for a sign that says like, this is it. Hashtag no Michael Jackson. You're waiting on something that says this is it. And this is your immediate future. I don't feel like you guys have necessarily gotten that yet. So it's kind of circling back around and reevaluating everything, which necessarily is not a bad thing, because I see it as like having this in your having this in the upright and having this this Page of Swords in the upright is more or less like, okay, let's revisit everything and let's kind of clear all of this out. So I don't know, it could be after you hear this, and it's like kind of going back and looking at like, okay, how is it that I'm feeling emotionally unfulfilled? You know what I'm saying? How can I overcome this challenge? Like, what decision do I really need to make? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really seeing it. Like, I feel like you guys are waiting on a sign. But, and here's the thing, because there's a lot of that going on too. It's like you guys are looking in the wrong direction. It's like you're looking, and I said this with somebody else before, you're looking for something outside of you, like for the clouds to part and for spirit to like, you know, shine this beaming light that's like, my child, this is your sign. It's waiting for something like that. And it's like, you already have your sign. What is your sign? This is the fact that it's like you're not feeling accomplished. You're not feeling fulfilled. You're not emotionally fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling stagnant. You're feeling blocked by whatever this is, whether it's a relationship, family situation, what have you. You know what I'm saying? And that is literally the sign that you've been looking for, but you're looking for something outside of yourself, when the best testament to the fact that something isn't for you is, 1, that you're in a state of confusion and unrest, and 2, the fact that you're emotionally unfulfilled and you're feeling like you're stuck, and more or less that you're rolling down the mountain as opposed to ascending it. You know what I'm saying? Or overcoming the obstacle. It's like you're feeling at the mercy of the obstacle. So what I'm kind of seeing is you guys kind of going back around the bend, looking back at the point where you started, and kind of sifting through everything to get a clear path to follow through. And I do believe that you guys are ultimately going to realize that choosing your heart is the best route to go, or what is in alignment with your heart, if that makes sense. I hope it does. I apologize, Capricorn. I know y'all probably gonna talk about me because this video, I done got confused and scatterbrained. My daddy done called. Oh, man. This is real life, man. This is real life. Oh, hello. Don't talk about me. Oh, man. Oh, well, all right. How many is this? Oh, Lord, 4. Okay, so the 2 surrender cards you guys got. The first one says, surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. There you go. That's 18-year-old princess. It's like, we don't do college. What? You serious? Like, I'm going to be a professional dancer. What are you talking about? What? Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from your past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. Oh my goodness, dude. Go back. Go back to your past, man. Go back to your past whenever you made this plan and be honest with yourself about why you made it in the first place. Because like I said, that first example I gave is somebody who got married as more or less of a business partnership, not because she was madly in love. It just seemed like the right thing to do. But, I mean, just don't feel restricted by that. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just a very firm believer in the fact that you don't owe nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? Why? If you're not happy, it's like you don't, like, because I keep thinking about a marriage situation. It's like you've outgrown somebody, and it's like, and you feel bad for leaving them, but it's like, first of all, you have to give this person the respect that they're strong enough to handle themselves on their own. You know what I'm saying? Because if they feel like they can't live without you on some stuff, that's already unhealthy. Like, that's some codependent enmeshment stuff. Because should nobody feel like, I don't know how to go, how do I breathe without you? Like, no, we're not doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everything that we encounter in life, for good or for bad, it's all for our evolution and our betterment, and like for training. It's like sandpaper that's molding us into who it is that we need to be. But it's like if you live your life in service to someone else's ideals, it no longer is your life. And then what really is the point? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that kind of circling back around that you guys are doing is kind of reevaluating your life, so you can, you know, return back to this Lover's card so that you can make a decision that's more in alignment with what it is that you value. What do you value over everything? You know, in spite of this inspiration or this vision, this new vision that you've gotten, what do you value more? Other people or yourself? But I feel like you guys are going to make the right decision. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. I feel like this is like, okay, when somebody speaks truth over your head, it's like almost like a defensiveness that comes up. Like, say if somebody, you know, like if you're with somebody and you're talking to like a friend about this, and they're like, I don't even understand why you still with this person. And you like, you know, well, you don't understand. It's like, well, they're not the bad one. It's like this and that, da, da, da. So it's like, then you become like extremely defensive. But the whole reason why it's like your feet are stuck in the sand is because of, it's like a fear and like a self-preservation type of thing. But it triggers you because part of you knows that what they're saying is the truth. Because you know you ain't happy. Just saying. I love you. I feel like y'all gonna talk about me so bad for this reason. First card that you guys have is Priestess. It says, how are you being called to step up and lead? I'm just saying. Here's more of this divine call and stuff, dog. It's literally, people are, and see, I just posted a song by Incubus that I was dancing to and stuff like that before I started this video. But that song is like about like the judgment card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being called to a higher state of being. The decisions that you made with a lack of awareness and with your outdated beliefs, that's no longer in alignment with you, and it's time for you to ascend to a higher state of being. It's like you're being called out because you have work to do, my friend. You know what I'm saying? But take your time and figure it out. You got all the time in the world. Sort of. I mean, you do. You know. Trust your path. Dagnabbit. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? If you knew that if you jumped off this cliff, that somebody, oh my gosh. Capricorn. Maybe the reason why I felt so compelled to listen to this song was because of you. With me being about to do your reading and stuff. The song is called Trust Fall by my favorite band in the world, Incubus. It's on the community tab. You might want to go listen to it. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? The name of the song is Trust Fall. You know what a trust fall is, right? It's like those exercises where, you stand up and you close your eyes and you fall back hoping that the person catches you. So it's taking that chance of releasing control and falling. So taking that leap of faith, #fool. Next card that we have is Anna, grandmother of Jesus. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Well, Capricorn, you're being called. What is it with all these callings, man? The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and soul tribe. Yeah, dude. You're being called out of this situation. You've outgrown it. This ain't for you no more. It's really not. And I mean, I hope it's not like a marriage kind of situation, but whatever it is that you were committed to, it's like, oh, by all means, reevaluate. Because I always tell people, don't listen to me. This resonates with you by all means. But you know what I'm saying? If you married with like 7 kids or something, don't just be like, well, you know what? She do said. So you and these kids, y'all on your own. Not saying that. But just really take some time to really reevaluate this, because I really feel like you're at a crossroads, and it's the place that we all find ourselves at when we take this journey. It's like that ultimate meaning of dying to yourself, and they say that in that song, because that entire song is very symbolic. But there's a lyric in it that says something about losing your face. You know what I mean? So it's almost like forsaking that false identity that you lived under. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's by your self-imposed limitations or it's by external expectations. It's you guys surrendering that. You know what I'm saying? To embrace the authentic self and allow your truth to shine through. So whatever it is, and it's a difficult challenge. And I mean, that's where I say this is like the sign. Well, thank you, Spirit. The sign that you're looking for is here. It's the circumstance and the situation that you're in. That's the message. That's the call. That's the synchronicity that you've been looking for. It's the fact that you feel unfulfilled. You're not in alignment with your passion, but yet you're desiring that. And the thing that's being revealed to you is the fact that there's 2 paths you can choose. And it's like you can either stay on the road that you're on and denying your truth, ignoring the fact that you're emotionally unfulfilled, ignoring the fact that it's like you feel like you failed. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not feeling like you're ascending or whatever. It's like the situation you're in is stagnated. You know what I'm saying? Despite you being seemingly externally accomplished or, making everyone else happy by what it is that you're doing, versus you going in the path of something that's truly in alignment with you and will set your soul on fire. Like that's literally the sign. And the requirement of this journey is to, like, it's almost like ego death. It's being willing to proverbially crucify the false identity, right? To die to that so that you can ascend to the higher state of being, the higher calling. You know what I mean? The higher awareness, the higher consciousness. And with that song is like, I got the whole energy of the Judgment card. So that very well may be your song. So go listen to that. You know what I'm saying? So your little ditty from the new moon, it's an intention seed that you set. This may be something that you're already in alignment with, and or it can be, a seed that you plant at the next new moon, which is in November, I think like the 7th or something of the sort. But it's an intention seed, a little blurb about it, and then I have a mantra for you. So the seed of intention that Capricorn would plant is of hope, right? Hold on. Y'all know I gotta look like this because my handwriting is bad. Most of your life has been as if you're navigating rugged terrain, with the belief that starry-eyed dreams are achieved through hard work, effort, and leaps and bounds. You've never complained much, even though it seemed the peak of every mountain. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Let me just hold this here while I reread that. Okay. Even though it seemed the peak of every mountain revealed yet another to climb. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yet it's that gratitude for the opportunity, optimism for the future, and resilience in the face of struggle that has created the path of least resistance that now lies before you. You could say this is a blessing, divine intervention, or a gift. However, the truth is you did this. You opened up to receiving. You surrendered. You stopped resisting. This is so gangster. This is so gangster. Okay, wait. All right. You stopped resisting. Despite the circumstance, every positive thought you held in the past is what really paved the way for you. You changed your thoughts, and that's what really changed your life. Your mantra is, I can, I will, I must, I am. I'm done, Capricorn. I am done, okay? Y'all Jedi mind tricking me. I'm not about to cry. Goddamn. This is, dude, if I ever doubted, if I could ever possibly doubt that any of this was not real, like, after these end of October readings, I just cannot. I just cannot. Well, I'm just shuffling these because when I feel anxious, I shuffle cards. This fell out. Oh man, protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Oh, do the damn thing, Capricorn. Do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. Oh my gosh. I just want to thank you guys because I want y'all to know, I don't know how. These are just simply little general end of October readings. And how me feeling some type of way, because I feel like, I wrote all that stuff for nothing. Just the simple fact that if we kind of go back into your reading for a second, like how sometimes trails gone cold can seem like it was a waste of time, but it was the thing that you needed to happen in order to get you on the right path. So kind of like the thing I was saying about how initially I was doing teaching, and through me going through the path of thinking I wanted to be a teacher made me realize to be a therapist. It's like the same thing with those new moon readings. It's like the fact that, I was pushing myself trying to find time to do them, but just couldn't. And every time I had an opportunity to do them, something would come up where I just could not do it. And I was so frustrated because I was like, dude, I plan this out. I am a master planner, okay? It's like I set time aside to do things so things get done, right? And I couldn't understand why no matter what I did, it's like I just kept hitting roadblocks. But just the simple fact of me writing these things in the beginning of October and being upset at the fact that I could not do the reading that I wanted to do, and then doing these Taurus new moon reading, the Taurus full moon reading / the end of October readings, and all of the energies that have come up for everyone, and the fact that this freaking stuff aligns with what's happening now, it's like, it seems like it's better that I got blocked and wasn't able to do it, because it's like, it means so much more. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to thank all y'all for that. I know everybody probably not going to watch Capricorn video, but tell your friends. It's like, this for me has been an experience, literally. Like, I feel like a kid in a candy store, and I do this every day. But it's just the simple fact that this almost ignites a childlike wonder in me, because it's like, how can you can't make this stuff up. Like, this is crazy. It's bananas. So I'm having a moment. Don't talk about me. But I love your face, Capricorn. Thank you for this. I love you guys. And congratulations. I love your freaking face. Deuces.